like we've been saying, the first thing is to know that you are not a superhero. You have flaws. And some of the things we do, if we dig deeper, they have roots, like I would always say. It's very good to let your children understand that, look, maybe you're the emotional type. And sometimes you didn't choose to be an emotional type. You can grow up under certain environments that suddenly just changes you. Environments are powerful. If you grow up with a bullying dad, you can end up being a bully and you don't even know you are a bully. There was somebody who said you cannot be wiser than your environment. It has a way of influencing you, no matter how much you try to avoid it. So it's only first and foremost what you need to understand is especially when you have outgrown such environments. And for parenting, because these environments influence, this environment of growth, especially how we grew up, they influence the pattern or the ways in which we parent our children. You can let them understand that, look, while growing up, see, this was how my parents used to do. So they know you are coming from somewhere. But that didn't work. And because I have your best interest at heart, I think we should do it this way. Yes, very, very important. You just have to bring them to the round table so everybody sees what can work. That's. Don't hide your past from them. It's difficult at this level, except when those past do not affect them. If it's a past that does not affect, that doesn't have anything to add to them, you don't need it. But if it has to affect your parenting style, do you understand? If you grew up maybe with parents who flog you, and maybe there was a mark in your body. Sometimes they tend to say, oh, parents are too soft. It's not good to be too soft. Yes, it's not good to be too soft. But when you get too hard too, you damage some of these children. What we tend to achieve with transparent parenting is just helping your children know that, or see through you. They see through your character, they see through your words, and subconsciously becomes a part of them. It becomes a part of them. Subconsciously. Sometimes we think they don't learn, they are not learning, they don't listen. But subconsciously, they act it out. And somebody tells me, I said, no, that's a lie. That it's not good to lie. I said, but my mommy used to lie. But my daddy used to lie. We're talking about transparency in terms of parenting. How it affects your relationship with your teens or your young adult. You don't have to open up everything to your children. They don't need it. But if it has to do with anything that affects your relationship with them, and it's going to help them positively or it's going to damage them, you don't need to tell your children maybe the number of or the millions in your account. You don't need to tell your children every details about your movement. That's why we are focusing basically on teens and young adults. By the time they begin to enter into relationships, there are times you need to let them know if you have made a mistake before. Any teenager who is beginning to enter from XS2, XS3, they're beginning to enter into the university, is not too young to discuss some of these issues with. I called some set of teenagers recently. Some of them are in the university, some of them are just in secondary school, but they're about the same age group. And I told the two of them, there are two groups now. I said, look, don't be so surprised that as close as you are and about the same age group, I want you to know that what these people know, you people don't know half of it. And they were like, how do you mean, Mr. I said, now let me let you understand. For some of you who are in the university, you have bunkmates who are married women. You have roommates who are already opened to different lifestyles. And for you who are still under your parents, some of you don't even know anything. And certain times, for a campus person or somebody who is in university, she gets back to the hostel, and the kind of discussions going on under her bunk or in her room. And because while you're in the university, nobody wants to care if you are a teenager so they are free to discuss anything. They can talk about sex explicitly, they can talk about anything they want to talk about. And some of these things begin to ring, so this is how to talk to a boy, so she's learning it there. So if you don't tell them, the issue here is that it's not about fault here. It's just what they are exposed to. And so trying to hide the truth from them, do you get it? Trying to cover this is not about the parents, it's just what they are exposed to. For somebody who has not gone to the university, she doesn't have the opportunity to. to be exposed to those things. But for somebody who's, you can't withdraw your child from university because you're staying in a room. And so all we need to do is let them, how do you guide them?